Welcome students. We are going to learn about the elements of mechanical engineering, steam formation and properties. So we are going to study about the steam topic. Okay, the first and foremost in introduction, so we should know why we need to study steam and how the steam is formed and what are the components that we use to produce steam from water and what are the different states. So these are things that the points that I am going to cover in this topic. So first and foremost, steam formation. So before beginning this chapter, this topic, steam, so I would like to tell you the three different phases that we have. As we all know that solid, liquid, and gaseous, three different states. But in most of the times in engineering study or applications, so we are going to study more on liquid state and gaseous state rather than solid state. So these two states we will study most of the times in the practical problems in thermal engineering. So we study these two things. So from we all know that from water we get steam. So we water, if you boil more water, so water will be converted into steam. So what is the component that we use to convert water into steam is boilers. So there are different types of boilers are there, and that we study separately. So how boilers are used and different types of boilers, the construction, the working principle, so then so on. So that is a different topic. Now the boiler is used to produce steam from water. That we should know from the introduction part of the steam formation properties, right? So these boilers are used, so it will convert water, so it will take heat, the boilers will take heat, and it will, while taking heat, it will convert water into steam. So this is how the steam is formed. So let us take that the formation of steam at constant pressure. In all our practical applications, we see that steam will be formed at constant pressure. Pressure remains constant throughout. And we always consider that 1 kg of water is taken at 0 degrees Celsius in a cylinder, or we can call it as a boiler, which at constant pressure. So we will draw a graph. So how the steam is formed from 0 degrees Celsius of water. If you take 1 kg mass of water at 0 degrees Celsius, if you give heat, so the heat will be taken by the water and the water will be converted into steam. So if you put it in a graph, so temperature enthalpy graph, we will understand very clearly how the steam is formed and what are the different stages it will come across during this formation of steam. All right, so we'll straight away go to the graph of temperature enthalpy. So this is the graph of temperature enthalpy. So look at this, the formation of steam at a constant pressure, and if y-axis it shows temperature and x-axis it shows enthalpy, right? Enthalpy is also nothing but that heat which is added or removed, so that is nothing but the enthalpy. If you look at it, so 0 degrees Celsius, 1 kg mass of water if you take, so it will come across three different stages. So one is solid stage, next one is liquid stage, next one is vapor state, that is nothing but gaseous state. So the last final portion is nothing but steam. It will start from solid state, and then it will at 0 degrees Celsius, so it will convert it into liquid, and then so the liquid, if you still further, if you supply heat, so that will be converted into steam. So now what we do, so example for solid state, whereas in the case of steam formation, ice is considered as a solid state. So at 0 degrees Celsius, melting will take place, and then that liquid state. So that is the place where we consider liquid state, 1 kg mass of water, and then further if you increase heat, so that liquid state will be converted into vapor, and then vapor, so it will move on to the superheated steam. So this is the temperature enthalpy graph. So for our understanding, so what we do is we consider from a liquid state. Okay, so let us take 0 degrees Celsius, 1 kg mass of water which is at liquid state. All right, so if you supply heat, what kind of heat that we can supply? Sensible heat. So what is the process called? Sensible heating. So if we give sensible heat, so water slowly takes the heat and increases the temperature until it reaches 100 degrees Celsius. So it will remain in the liquid state. That means that the line will be inclined. Okay, the temperature and enthalpy line will be in inclined shape. So it will be in the inclined shape. Slowly that water will be converted into steam, right? So from 0 degrees Celsius, so water will reach 100 degrees Celsius. Here 100 degrees Celsius is nothing but boiling point of water. So the boiling point of water is nothing but 100 degrees Celsius, where at 100 degrees Celsius, if you supply heat, the vaporization starts. Okay, until then it will supply only sensible heat. After 100 degrees Celsius, if you give heat, that water will be converted into steam. So 100 degrees Celsius of hot water will be converted into steam. Now what kind of steam that you supply during this period is nothing but latent heat of vaporization. So why here we should understand why it is called as latent heat. So every time we should observe one thing. So latent heat means it will convert one phase to the another phase. That means if it is in a liquid state, it will convert into vapor, or if it is a vapor phase, it will be converted into liquid, or liquid into solid, or solid into liquid. So likewise, whenever the latent heat comes into picture, there will be phase change takes place. All right, so here what kind of a phase is getting changed? Latent heat of vaporization, that liquid will be converted into steam. So during this period, so the line will be horizontal. Vaporization period, the line will be horizontal. Temperature remains constant. That means it will remain 100 degrees Celsius throughout. After reaching this, the final point of latent heat of vaporization, then it will jump into superheating. So what does it happen over there? When you give a supply heat, so from there it will the steam will be converted into superheated steam. So until then it will be in dry steam. During vaporization period, it will be the combination of wet steam and dry steam. At the last point, it will be in dry steam. If you further supply heat, it will jump into superheated region. So it will be also in inclined state. Inclined state indicates the temperature is rising. So this is nothing but a superheating. So this is how temperature enthalpy diagram is formed. So in our study, steam formation, here in this diagram, from solid state it is taken. So for our understanding, so we can take from liquid state alone. So at 0 degrees Celsius, it will start from liquid state. If you 1 kg mass of water if you take, so that will be in the liquid state. So if you supply sensible heat, so the process is called sensible heating, and slowly temperature rises from 0 to 100 degrees Celsius. Throughout it is in the liquid state. Once it reaches 100 degrees Celsius, it is the boiling point of water. So water tends to boil, and then afterwards if you supply latent heat of vaporization, so water will be hot water will be converted into steam. So during this vaporization process, there will be a combination of steam plus water will be there. At the end of the vaporization, it will be dry steam. So it will be completely dry. If it is 100%, then it is there is no wet particles. After that latent heat of vaporization, slowly it will move on to superheated region. So what kind of heat is we supply during that period? It is a superheating, and the process is nothing but superheating process. So this is how the formation of the steam at constant pressure will be drawn, and it will be drawn between temperature and enthalpy. Okay, so there are three different types of latent heats will be there. Three different types of enthalpies will be there. One is sensible heat, next one is latent heat of vaporization, and superheating. And if you look at the temperature graph, y-axis, so there will be a 0 degrees Celsius and boiling point of water 100 degrees Celsius, and then superheated temperature. So at some degrees temperature, superheated region it will be there. So this is the graph between temperature and enthalpy. So this is how we need to understand the formation of steam in different stages.